My name is Billy Merles, and this is one of my stories. When I was in seventh grade, I remember being in gym class, and we were doing cross country at the time, and with being overweight and on top of that having asthma, I remember we were doing cross country running, and we're in the field, and all the classmates were already uh, either halfway back or all the way back, and I was barely just getting started, and I could go back to the schoolyard to the exact space and moment, and I could still picture everything around me, the surroundings, exactly how it was, because I had given up and I was walking back to the school, and the gym teacher came over to me, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Why are you running?" And I said, "I can't." And as he turned to walk away, he puts his head down, shakes his head, and goes, "Fat, useless bastard," and then walked away. Again, I could go right back to that exact spot where he had said that to me. And the sad thing is, that person, again, I'm from a small town. That person was my dad's cousin. Um, we spent weekends hanging out because I was friends with his stepson, and he was friend like all of our family would always get together. And when he saw me outside of school, it was normal because I was, good at hunting and fishing and stuff. But when it came to anything athletic wise, he was such an angry person at me. And if I could go back in time and talk to my parents didn't even know about this until I was an adult. I never told anybody. And if I could go back, and if my parents had known and wondered what was wrong and why I was always hiding and keeping to myself and feeling so bad about me physically, I would hope that me as an adult, is if I went back in time and my parents came to me, I would probably tell them to be supportive, to reassure that that is not who I was. I am not that. That's not going to define me. That it's okay to not be okay at that moment, but to also not let anybody say things that are not true and not bring you down, because I wasn't useless. I grew up on a farm, and I was always working, and I think if they had told me, you know what, you're a very hard worker, you strive to always get what you want done, and you really don't care what other people think, except when it comes to that. So if you can just be brave, be strong, and know that there's ways that we can get through this, and we will help you understand what is right, what is needed, and what we can do to change to make you feel more confident. But also, we really need to change everybody's eating habits, not just the parents, not just the families, but everybody's, because that is what's keeping this weight loss from happening, and that's what's continually adding to the weight issue. So it's a full effort from everybody. It's not one person's fault. It's not one person's um, problem. It's everybody's concern. Because again, my family's not a healthy family, and if I went to them and said we need to make these changes, we should, these are my recommendations. I think that would have went a long way for me as a child, for my parents just to take a step back and look at the big picture. But again, I could go on and on and on about all of this because I have so many more stories. But that one stuck to me the most. It hurt the most probably, and just knowing that I never went to anybody, I never felt comfortable to go to anybody, and I just wish that I had that kind of support from somebody at that time.